Hello everyone, a very interesting thread on Spectrum by Enigma. Have we lost the vision at Chris Roberts? Chris Roberts 68, this is Chris' account. I don't think he will reply to you. You promised us a space sim, an immersive first-person universe set in space in a distant future. CRG always called Star Citizen BDSSE the best damn space sim ever. Here's a posting from Cloud Imperium Games on LinkedIn 2 weeks ago. Whether you're an experienced developer, an aspiring artist, or just curious about what it's like to build the most ambitious space sim ever, we would love to chat. Even 2 weeks ago, CRG still called Star Citizen a space sim. This is long gone. In the beginning there were some sim elements, but what we have now is not a sim anymore, it's just a boring arcade game with things like master mode. What it looks like we are getting is a 3D version of Space Invaders with elements of Fortnite, and insert your favorite looter shooter here, trickled in. Patch by patch, the changes the game is getting are steering the game away from the original vision you pitched us all those years ago. I feel this started happening with the departure of our beloved Todd Peppy. Todd Peppy always gave me the impression he really wanted to make the games, but he was slowed down by Chris Roberts. I heard from respectable sources that Todd Peppy did not just leave, he was fired. But people are still under NDA, they cannot talk about this yet. Chris, what happened to the vision? Has it changed? Is the game being steered into this gamified arcade experience with looter-shooter elements deliberately? Please tell us. Thank you, a concerned backer. Link to this is my first pinned comment below. My thoughts? Star Citizen is getting worse and worse, we have massive regressions. What happened to the best damn space sim ever? CRG still calls Star Citizen a sim, see 2 weeks ago on LinkedIn. We had John Bridges' fantastic 3.1.4 Graph Lab. After John had to leave, CRG destroyed it in 3.5. We had a wonderful skybox with good contrast, destroyed in 3.24 with CRG's new murky, cloudy skybox. No one asked for this. Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about the skybox, about the universe. This is footage from January 2024. And look how crisp this looks. Look how dark space is. This is a very nice contrast. This looked very good. Another video, January 2024. This looked very nice. You can argue atmosphere is a bit too high for a planet, that's correct. Still, the skybox universe looked very nice. And here we are in the center of Stanton, February 2024. This looked so nice, this looked fantastic. Well, with one exception, Sun is not in the center of Stanton, but the skybox, the universe, looked so nice. And then, after almost a decade, skybox changed in summer 2024 and 3.24. Now we have those clouds everywhere, we have very low contrast. How can you destroy something that was so beautiful and replace it with this after almost 10 years? This is Stanton. Stanton is now murky green. We had a much better flight mode in the past, destroyed with the boring, no fun master modes in 3.23. Star Citizen has one of the worst user interfaces, item interaction, inventory systems I've ever seen in any game, and this after several revisions. CRG is hiring people like Gabriel Hector directly after his education. Gabriel never worked on any game before. Of course, it's totally fine to give people like Gabriel Hector a chance, they need to start somewhere, but making him senior system designer, he never worked on any game? What is this?
What's up with the UI being so holographic? It can become unreadable at some times. What's up with that? What's going on?
More. We want more.
More
holographic. Just put it all on there. Make it worse.
Even after we got the first generation of static server meshing in January 2025, we still have massive performance issues and do things. In the old days, when we had a player cap of 24, Star Citizen usually played rather well. There were some issues, but it was not too bad. Then CRG increased player cap to 50, later to 100 players, and issues started to appear. In 3.18 we got PS, persistent entity streaming, because Chris thinks it is so important that he can find a cooked bottle he threw in the woods 4 weeks earlier.
And also have the entire system be persistent. So, if you drop a Coke can in a forest somewhere and walk away, that Coke can is remembered, the state of the universe is remembered. So unless someone comes and, takes it, it will still be there if you came back even in a month's time or whatever.
No, Chris, no one cares. Maybe if PS would work without any negative consequences, yeah, maybe. But as it stands, PS seems to be a huge strain on your servers and your database. CRG doesn't even do any cleanups, just go to an outpost and you can see dozens of bricked ships that are just kept there for days, weeks and months. Those bricked ships are still using up server and database resources. We cannot even salvage them, we cannot move them. If you try to move them, you are getting a crime stat. Why not just remove them? And since we got PS in 3.18, things have gotten way worse with two things.
PS is the state of the simulation that's now persisting. That's great. It's behind us.
You serious?
Then in 4.0 we got the first iteration of static server meshing, and CRG increased player cap to up to 800 players on a server shard, and since then these things are really, really bad. In 4.5 we got engineering, and now CRG servers that were already way overworked have to take care, have to store, and have to distribute even more data. Those things are totally out of control. CRG's old and ancient engine that was never supposed to be used in MMO, CRG's terrible netcode, and CRG's terrible servers cannot deal with an MMO. People are still glitching to executive hanger doors because CRG cannot fix the massive clipping issues Star Citizen Year 14 still has.
Vielleicht macht das Eis das Schiff nicht kaputt? Dann stand im Weg.
We had landing radar before 3.0, we had repair drones before 3.0, etc, etc, etc. If progress is slow, but the result is good, I'm fine with it. If progress is slow, but we had much better things in the past, we have massive regressions and everything we get is always lowest possible effort, I'm not fine with it. I don't want Star Citizen to fail. I want Star Citizen to become a fantastic game and a huge success. I just don't have any hope left anymore with Chris and CRG's top management. They are not up for the task. I think it's pretty obvious. Chris put most of the $1 billion into expensive art for all their studios, his private cinema, and his interactive movies Squadron 42, so he, Chris, can cosplay as the movie director again. I would be very surprised if the Star Citizen PU has even received $100 million so far. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Okay. I want to try again. Taking helmet off and look, that's us. Sometimes this game is a horror game. Okay, let's take the helmet off. Okay. It's Halloween. Okay, that's too good. And helmet back on. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.